Hello, welcome to Tarot Concertina. In this tarot reading, we'll be looking at the summer ahead, approximately months June, July, and August. And we'll take a peek at what major themes might present themselves to you and what we can forecast for the end of summer into early fall. We'll wrap up with some advice and some oracle cards, and of course we'll clarify along the way. As a general reminder, only take the messages that resonate for you and leave what does not on the table for another viewer. I have 3 groups for you to choose from. The first is number 14. I'll let you take a look at that imagery. And I've paired it with, I believe this is a smoky quartz crystal. That's group 1. Group 2 is number 8. And I believe this is a black obsidian crystal. And if it catches the light just right, it has gold flecks in it. That's group 2. And group 3 is number 7. And this purple fluorite, possibly amethyst tower. Take a moment to tune in to what group calls to you the most. There'll be timestamps in the description box, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1, you chose oracle card number 14. We have this woman being surprised by this person hiding in the flowers. She has remarkable round hair and this quartz crystal. And this card is about an unexpected surprise or surprises. So we'll get some tarot cards. They're a little bit different. This is a new deck to me. The tarot of the Alchemical Magnum Opus. I'll attempt to shuffle as I tune into your energy and those who have chosen group 1. We'll be looking at the summer ahead. June, July, August, what themes might present themselves to you, and some advice. And a little sneak peek into the end of summer and early fall. It's a little difficult to shuffle because it is a new deck. This wanted to be shown. Maybe somebody here plays a stringed instrument, a musician. I was also seeing a lot of like water imagery, seaside water activities, which makes sense for the summer. I'm also hearing exploration, some kind of adventure or exploration on the horizon. I've designed a tarot spread. I'm curious to see how it goes, and I'll explain the positions as I put the cards down. So this first card will represent you and your current energies. We have 5 of Swords in reverse. And the next 3 cards will represent major themes coming up or about to be presented to you this summer. Oh, that wanted to turn. So we have King of Cups sideways. So it's neither upright or reversed. Okay, King of Cups. Another theme Nine of batons or wands. And the third theme will be Three of coins. We'll come back to that in a moment. This next card will represent kind of an outcome, a forecast for the end of summer merging into early fall. Have Four of Swords in reverse. And then we'll get one more card, which will just be advice from Spirit or the universe. We have Four of Batons. So these cards are interpreted a little bit differently than traditional tarot. And so the Five of Swords is more about resolving conflict. Okay, so a big gust of wind randomly just came through and created a little tornado across my front yard. So winds of change. There's some kind of like dust being stirred up here that you're trying to resolve, I feel. So Five of Swords in reverse. I like the interpretation of fixing what has gone wrong, making things right. Okay, let's clarify the Five of Swords in reverse. So I have to cover up some nudity here. So we have the Lovers in reverse coming out here. That could be a conflict between the head and the heart, and an inability to make a decision, a choice to move forward. Maybe your heart wasn't in something, maybe you couldn't wrap your mind around something. So we're kind of in a process, it looks like, of recovery from that confusion or disillusion. It kind of seems like things couldn't quite come together, and it had to do with something happening in the mind. It could be related to your relationship, romantic life, but it could also be something you've maybe at one point in time invested your heart and energy into. Could even be related to career, that you've maybe had a lot of internal conflict around, couldn't resolve something about it, or kind of left you feeling a little bit heartbroken. I'm feeling like something came in, kind of spun you around, or swirled around you, kind of like that gust of air, and didn't confuse you, but made you see another side of things that caused you some internal conflict. Okay, so that's what you are focused on right now and working through. Now, the major themes that are coming your way, let's take a look at this King of Cups. So he's usually about being emotionally stable and mature. You could be confronted with your feelings once again. So he can dip down into the ocean and find the deep answers that he's looking for. It's not gender specific, so take it as it resonates. So you might be coming up to a point of your life where it's time to do that shadow work or dive deep into your psyche to explore that emotional state. Like, what's coming up for you that might have even impacted this inner conflict you were having. This situation seems directly linked to this progression of diving deep into those waters and figuring out that emotional landscape. Okay, so in order to get this King of Cups upright, floating above the surface of the water again, there needs to be some deep exploration. Let's focus on your own emotions, not the influence of others, I'm hearing. I'm also hearing like a Morse code signal coming in. So there might be something here to decipher, or communication that's not typical for the modern day. And I'm also reminded that whales communicate in an elaborate production of sounds as well. So there's like a different way of communicating here. Maybe it's through music or rhythm of some kind, or typing things out. Okay, and then for our next theme, we have Nine of Wands. So in this deck, Nine of Wands is about renewed strength, getting that energy back, perhaps after an ordeal. So we're regaining our energy as well. That fire is rising. I think that's a hawk, but it's also reminding me of a phoenix that rises from the ashes. And then the other theme we have coming up for you this summer is Three of Coins, or Pentacles. And that's usually about collaboration, creative work. I see this person is drawing, so might be some artistry or creativity involved. And this could be also about earning a living, like actually making money through artwork or a creative endeavor. So this is looking really good so far. You're working on your inner world, your emotional landscape, getting that in balance, resolving these wounds or conflicts that have recently transpired. And then we're building up our energy after this ordeal, and then we're able to focus on this creative pursuit that looks like it ends up making you some money or is rewarding in some capacity. So as a forecast for late summer into early fall, we have Four of Swords in reverse, and we have this woman with her eyes closed, but her third eye is open. This could be about waking up to an inner reality, having a realization after a time of rest. So I think you'll be able to see clearly through meditation, relaxation, what you couldn't see before by the end of the summer. This kind of represents a period of self-work to me, focusing on your goals. And then by the end of the summer, you'll be ready to step into the fall refreshed and balanced with more energy. And I'm also sensing like remote viewing, but in a way that you're just envisioning your own future and trying to manifest your goals. Like far-sighted vision. So you'll have this reemergence by the end of the summer, which is great to hear. And then this last card is just some advice from Spirit, which is Four of Batons with a handshake. This could be an agreement or a union. The Four of Wands is sometimes about marriage, but I feel like that's pretty rare to be taken literally. And I did notice the two different colors of the cuffs might represent opposites in some way, or a good balance of energies between two people. So it could just mean the marriage of opposites. So as advice, it seems to be encouraging you to call a truce, maybe within yourself or with another person if that applies to you. There might be a reunion here that's possible if more work is done in your inner world. Okay, let's get some clarification on the Four of Swords in reverse. We have King of Pentacles or coins in reverse. Four of Pentacles Chariot. So by the end of summer, I see you favoring going your own inspired direction, instead of maybe piggybacking off of somebody else, or having to be under the thumb of an authority figure who kind of controls the money. There's somebody kind of stubborn here indicated. And it's almost like you're hiding your own resources from this person and then moving forward with your own plans. It's like you're very balanced after doing this work and regaining your energy and your emotional wellness and pursuing this creative path. You might have worked hard enough that you've created this plan to move forward. It's a victory ride off into the sunset and possibly away from some construct that was holding you back or kind of stuck. Interesting. That makes me want to clarify this Three of Coins. What is it that you're focused on? What are you being encouraged to work on creatively this summer? Okay. You have the World in reverse. So to me, that indicates something you were either gifted at or worked hard on in the past that you kind of shut the door on, and then you're reopening that door. You're reopening the cycle. I'm really seeing a visual of you opening a door to a room that had been locked away for a long time. It's like you discover something. There's new information here about the past. Something was hidden from you almost, and you're unearthing that. And it may have struck you around the new year or around your birthday is what I'm feeling. Like this new important vision, but it's also something you're very familiar with, but it was repressed, it was pushed down. And I think it had something to do with finances and resources. But it looks like you're taking that up again, making money, saving it, and then moving forward with that plan. I'm sorry if I repeat myself, I'm kind of lost in my head. So the advice was make a truce, but it must not be with this. I think it's with yourself. There's something about opposing forces, this conflict within your mind and heart, but now you're ready to resolve. And Spirit's encouraging you to resolve that within you. That's the impression I'm getting. I'm just going to get one clarifier for the Four of Wands. Why is Four of Wands here as advice? I have Emperor. Emperor and Hierophant. So to me that looks like an agreement or a contract that formalizes this union. I mean, it could be a marriage. Are you leaving somebody to find someone new? Or you're going your own path, but there's someone or something, an opportunity that wants to like shake your hand in agreement, sign paperwork, get it official. It's in writing. So the advice is make sure it's correct spiritually and practically for you before you shake hands on that agreement. Could be a new job, could be just formalizing something that has already existed. Okay, and then we have Ten of Swords. So it's like something had to end, and it was a blessing in disguise for you to go this new direction. It's like something ended, a door closed, another opened. That old cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason. This does not look like an easy summer, but it's an interesting one, and it looks like a positive change in the end. So hang in there, you'll get there, you'll get to the other side of the summer. I want to wrap up with some tea leaf oracle cards. For group one, we have whale. Oh my God, another whale. Great worry over nothing. Not to gaslight you, but don't worry about it. I think that's reassuring. So the whale might be a symbol for you as well. It's like this frequency you can only tune into if you're in the right frame of mind. And it has a healing effect. And the next tea leaf oracle is bouquet. Compliments from an admirer. That's really nice. So you might have an admirer, and it's reminding me of this initial oracle card, the lilies and a surprise. So maybe you'll get a flower delivery. Could be related to this new union you're forming. And we have spear, heartache over what you no longer have. So something may have transpired here that was painful with the lovers reversed, some agony in the heart. But then we have bouquet, so again, something could have ended. We're still healing from that over the summer, but we have new opportunities headed our way and new admirers. Let's get one more. We have eagle. Triumph over troubles and obstacles. That's very reassuring. So overwhelmingly encouraging and positive at the end here. There might be some obstacles, some rough patches over the summer, but it's very clear. Spirit's telling you you will triumph over those obstacles if you just hang in there. There might be some some shadow work that needs to be done here. Not super easy, but you'll heal if you take time to rest, conserve your energy to build up your energy, and again, revisit an old project or creative interest of yours, or just build up that, I'm hearing small business for some people, and then you're moving ahead with that triumphantly, and it leads to this stable outcome. So great job, great job coming up. I'm going to wrap it up there. Group one, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it and it resonated for you. Please leave a comment if you feel so inclined, and subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Have a beautiful summer, and I'll see you at the next reading. Hi, group 2, you chose this oracle card, number 8. And this black obsidian with gold, there it is, gold flecks crystal. So she is sitting in a meditative pose, letting this smoke cleanse her energy, and she's opening up her intuition. It has a very expansive feel, spiritual. I'll be using a new deck, the Tarot of the Alchemical Magnum Opus. I'll shuffle the deck some more as I tune into the energy of group 2. I'm feeling the sense of kind of lifting out above my body, like getting in touch with my higher self, floating off into space, into the stars. So there's kind of this cosmic quality to this group. I have designed my own spread to help us see into the energetic forecast of this summer. This first card represents you and your current energies, 10 of coins in reverse. And then the next 3 cards will represent major themes that might present themselves to you this summer. 5 of coins in reverse, 7 of cups reversed, and distillation number 14. So the meanings of these cards in this deck are different from traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, for example. So I'm going to look up distillation to make sure I get the meaning correct. So this is the equivalent of the Temperance card. So distillation is about evaporation and then precipitation. So it's kind of like this process of coming apart and then coming back together. Okay, moving on. This next card will represent kind of the culmination of the summer and a peek into early fall. 7 of coins in reverse. That struck me in a funny way with all these symbols. And the next card will just be general advice from Spirit as you move through the summer. 3 of Swords in reverse. So it might be some healing work to do in the heart. So representing you, 9 of coins in reverse, not 10. Sorry if I misspoke earlier. So we have the money tree in reverse. So perhaps you're currently going through a realization that efforts don't seem to be paying off quite yet. So there's a lack of independence. Clarify with this other tarot deck, okay? So there could have been some sneaky activity, deception. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple more cards before I jump to any conclusions. Sometimes it indicates some shady backdoor deals and cheating, that sort of thing. Have 8 of Swords in reverse. This has caused a lot of mental anguish. What happened here? So you may have realized that you were turning a blind eye to something that was going on right under your nose. And it might have had to do with emotions, basically your heart or some kind of emotional opportunity or something that felt really positive and fresh. Something was transpiring beneath the surface of that. You were blind, but now you see. You don't seem too worse for the wear. You seem emotionally healthy enough to understand, see it for what it is, and move forward with that knowledge, but that doesn't make this truth any more comfortable. I don't usually like to go in this direction, but in this case it does seem to be there might have been some cheating, like in a relationship. I almost never go with that interpretation, but here we have the 2 of Cups. It's almost like sneaking behind somebody's back. They don't see what's going on at first. There's like a sneaking to untie themselves from a situation in order to pursue another one. But if it's healthy, why does it need to be hidden? Why do we need to sneak around? Would be my question. All right, I'll let that be for now. Let's see what is coming forward for you in the months ahead. So we have 5 of coins in reverse. That's like coming in from out of the cold, finally being accepted after feeling othered or rejected, or feeling like an outsider who's finally found their tribe or kindred spirits. So it looks like there's some kind of loss here, maybe of financial independence, and then we're kind of brought into a situation or allowed in from out of the cold. So we have kind of this avoidant, escapist energy, and then we have this inclusive energy. 5 of coins in reverse, please. Two of wands in reverse. So this wasn't the plan. This an unplanned transition, I'm hearing. Hierophant. Again, I'm seeing that kind of church window element of the 5 of coins that we usually see, pentacles. And then we have this religious association with the Hierophant, equating with the Pope. So maybe it wasn't your plan to go in this new direction. It was not planned, and it has something to do with joining a group of people. It might be related to spiritualism or religion in some way. Okay, let's take a look at this 7 of Cups in reverse coming towards you as another theme. So that could be about making a choice or eliminating confusion. To me, this indicates you'll be able to make a choice concerning something that has eluded you for a while. You're finally able to see clearly. You will know which cup to choose. Then we have 10 of Swords and the 6 of Pentacles. So after an ending, we have this fair outcome somehow. So maybe it was justified in some strange way, bear with me, that there was some kind of ending that had been coming toward you for a while. I'm kind of letting the words roll out the way the sentence wants to. So we have, like, I'm also seeing red in the eye, like there have been many tears cried over the situation, but we're moving into a warmer environment where you feel like you're treated fairly and included, and I think it's a community of people. You're making a choice for yourself that might be a little reactive or a reaction to what has recently transpired. Okay, so we have this Temperance energy, which could mean healing, which is another theme of the summer. Clarified by 2 of Pentacles reversed. And King of Swords. So you're making a decision to choose one of these paths. Seven of Cups. Yeah, it relates to this situation. I believe your journey, your healing journey that you seem to be on this summer relates to you finding the best of these cups, which might be a group that you join, some kind of collective, where you feel like you're included and you're not being juggled. It's also Temperance and the Two of Coins. They're usually kind of mixing or juggling objects. So there's a lot of turmoil going on within those cups, and this endless back and forth with the Two of Pentacles. It's kind of like saying you're finally concluding, you're making a decision, you're coming to a clear vision. That's what I'm trying to say. Even though my words are not clear, you will be clear-minded about this. And it's from the heart. You see how their hands are covering their chest. You'll know because it will resonate within your heart. Okay, so as you wrap up the summer, the kind of sneak peek energy is Seven of Coins in reverse. So in this alchemical deck, we see the coins moving through the seven metals. So transformation from iron all the way to gold at the top. And it is reversed. So it's almost like your transformation here with distillation. It's unusual. Something different about it. I'm almost feeling like you're going back to your roots. You're going back to the earth, like the base elements. Sorting out what the truth of you and your soul is. So it's like you have to go do the shadow work, go down into the earth in order to grow and rise back up. And there's something about letting the past go so you can move forward. I think by the end of the summer, you will have figured that out through this transformation process. And we have Two of Swords reversed and 10 of Pentacles, which is almost like saying the blindfolds have come off again. You're not in this state of indecision with the Two of Pentacles. And you've clearly decided to move in the direction that makes you happy, that creates this harmonious environment with the 10 of Pentacles. It's your overarching community. It's like you've stopped waiting for something to change you, and you've grasped a hold of that change yourself. It's like you see clearly what's important to you. You now see what would make you happy long term. It requires you to let go of some heartbreak in your recent past. And this kind of just reiterates that with the advice being the Three of Swords. So that's about healing your heart, letting those swords come out. So even though the heartache was painful, it looks like it triggered this growth within you and made you very clear-eyed about what you really want in life and in, looks like, your family and your community. I think by the end of the summer, you'll have found this sense of peace within you and your environment, which is really lovely. even though this was an unpleasant start to the reading, I think it's a blessing in disguise because it led you to perhaps your higher calling, your true calling. Going to wrap up with some tea leaf oracle cards for any additional clarification for group 2. So we have September, so yeah, that might be a really important time for you. We were looking at a little peek into early fall, late summer, so September, of course. We have Spear. This came out for group 1 as well, so you might want to check out that reading as well. Heartache over what you no longer have. So yeah, we did see this here, this whole healing journey that you're going through. Bird flying. News is on the way. Well, that's nice. Hopefully good news. I'm sure it is. Might be getting some news soon. Dragon. Beware of self-delusion. Yeah, I saw this here at the beginning, and then we had the Seven of Cups come out twice, which can be self-delusion, or just an inability to make a clear choice. Let's get one more. Sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Yeah. After a period of confusion and delusion, do see you pursuing a fresh start here that leads you on the path to this success you see, I think by early September. So I would just say that this is a difficult process of letting go of something you might have been attached to, but it's, like I said, a blessing in disguise. Future looks really bright for you. Thank you, group 2, for watching this video. If it resonated for you, please leave a comment or like the video, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Have a beautiful summer, and I will see you at the next reading. Hi, group 3, you chose oracle card number 7, which features 2 people, one in need of assistance, it looks like, and a healing type of hand being given to this person. And then we see the ram's head in the background. And this beautiful purple crystal, which might be fluorite or amethyst. I'm still learning about my crystals, so sorry about that. So you might be a healer, or you might be focused on your health and well-being at this time. Maybe you're exploring Reiki or some kind of healing arts. For your tarot reading, I'll be using the Tarot of the Alchemical Magnum Opus, which is new to me. And some of the meanings are also new to me. I've created my own tarot spread, and I'll explain the cards as I put them down. So this first one will be you and your current energy, King of Swords. The next 3 cards will represent any major themes that may be presenting to you this summer. 2 of Coins reversed, Lady of Swords in reverse, and Coagulation, which I believe is the Devil card, number 15. Interesting energy so far. And then this next card will represent kind of a forecast for an outcome, a potential result of what happens over the summer as you enter into the fall. Six of Swords. And then this last card will be any advice. Sublimation in reverse. So for your energy, we have the King of Swords, which is a very decisive, logical thinker. You seem very determined at this time. So you are in a time of clarity and confidence, which is excellent. Let's get some clarifying cards because that is quite broad. Okay, Ten of Swords reversed, Two of Coins reversed, and Six of Wands. Okay, so there could have been an ending that was a blessing in disguise, allowed you to stop juggling two ideas or too many things or obstacles I'm hearing, and you've released this negative energy and confusion in favor of something that brought you a sense of confidence and victory. So good for you. It looked like a difficult journey, but you arrived in the right place. I'm hearing in the rightful winner, or maybe you won something, you were awarded a promotion, something along those lines. So you get to sit on the throne, King of Swords. Awesome. So far so good, looking great. So themes that might come toward you this summer, Two of Coins reversed, interestingly, also appeared here. So something that might have been in this infinity loop released itself, became unstuck, or becomes unstuck rather. This is future orientation. So we put an end to this cycle, a decision was made, or you completed something that allows you to now stop worrying and agonizing. So it looks like you conquered something, and that kind of frees up your energy. Let's get a clarifying card for that. Yeah, there was some kind of confusion where you couldn't see an outcome, a clear path forward, and now you do. So I'm seeing the end of confusion and kind of a self-imprisonment. Temperance. So you are struggling with some kind of imbalance. Something might have been struggling to heal within you that you're now addressing. I didn't want to say it at the time, but I was feeling a little nauseated. My stomach felt upset while I was shuffling. I wasn't sure if it was me or the energy of this group, but it looks like we're clearing something out, we're detoxing. And we're maintaining our boundaries here with the Seven of Wands, fighting for something. I think you're fighting to maintain this clear-mindedness, basically. So you have to know what to say no to and what to say yes to, what to block from you, and I'm feeling like your physical body, what to take in and what to keep away from you to maintain your health. Excellent. So another theme coming towards you this summer, Lady of Swords reversed. So I believe that's the Page of Swords in this deck. So we have a lady playing the violin. Perhaps you or somebody you know plays a stringed instrument, but she's playing it with eloquence and precision. So it's a card of study. It's in the reverse, however, so you might be taking a new approach to learning a new endeavor, and it's something intellectual. So you might right now be thinking about pursuing a new interest, or I'm hearing technique, a new technique. I have the Star, and I have to cover her up. Okay, so it's about a long-term vision or a dream, a goal you've had for a long time, you know, reaching for the stars. So you might be looking at something technically that you can improve in order for you to move more confidently in the direction of your dreams. So that's a beautiful goal to have over the summer. I love it. I don't think I need to look any further into that. That's great. Okay, but we do need to look at coagulation. So that's the devil. In this deck, let's see how it is explained. So there's some bad habits or addiction or feeling of being trapped. So let's clarify 15, coagulation. I'm also just picking up on this expression of disgust, something that disgusts you. Okay, judgment. That might be self-judgment, or it's that feeling of disgust again. It's also a resurrection energy, so Judgment Day, facing your demons, I'm hearing. So another theme around wellness. I think this is more mental activity, and this was more physical, like in the body. And then we have Knight of Wands in reverse. So draining of your energy, something that drains your energy. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Try to take care of your energetic self. So whatever that means for you, feeling rested and feeling inspired. So I'm also seeing you finding activities, reading books, watching movies, that sort of thing that inspire you, bring you joy in order for you to direct your positive energy outward. Okay, so Ace of Swords in reverse. So could be an uncomfortable truth you're confronting within yourself with Judgment and the Devil here. So we might be cutting ties with something you might be experiencing an addiction with. You would know what that is. I wouldn't be telling you anything new, so I'm not trying to scare any of you. Anyway, for whoever this reading is for, you would know what might need to be cut out from your life in order for you to regain your energy and to lift your spirits. It looks like you have some big goals you want to pursue, and you won't want this getting in the way. It's like you're done with whatever this toxicity is for you. Well, that's a great realization. It might not be easy, but it's suggesting you can do it. So let's move on to Six of Swords. So we're moving to calmer waters, to calmer shores. And this card, I'm reminding myself and you, is kind of the forecast for the end of the summer into early fall. So by the end of the summer, it looks like we're moving forward. This might be metaphorically, spiritually, to calmer waters, or you're actually moving. Some of you might be going on a trip. You have Nine of Swords, so there's some worry and distress here that we're moving away from. Sleepless nights. I don't know, I had my voice just cracked. Okay, what else about Six of Swords? Four of Wands. So there's worry about a relationship of some kind, or trying to improve a relationship. Okay, and the Devil's coming out again in reverse. So looks like we're conquering that Devil energy. Trying to cover up this card. I'm just gonna have to use this card. So we have the Devil coming out in reverse. And so by the end of the summer, we are able to conquer whatever this toxic energy was that was kind of haunting our lives, causing us too much worry, too much distress. It might be a relationship with another person, or a relationship you had with a substance. Again, you would know what it is by now, that you're moving away from and ameliorating. So you're making it healthy now. This is a healthy union, the Four of Wands. It's also kind of the end of a race that you're like completing. You're crossing the finish line. You're going through this portal, this gateway into a happier place. It looks like in your body and mind and spiritually and everything else. So congratulations. And then as advice, we have sublimation, which is the Chariot in reverse. So that's usually a caution against off screen behaving too spontaneously, not having all the parts lined up of your chariot in working order in order for you to move forward safely, if that makes sense. So spirit, body, and mind and the parts of the chariot all have to be in alignment, in working condition in order for it to operate. In reverse, it's like maybe don't move too fast, faster than you're able to. Don't rush the process. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. So you can't rush the healing process, especially in the heart space. So there might be some heartache to address over the summer, some healing work to be done before you can confidently move forward. Yeah, it does look like there's a lot of healing work you're addressing, you're confronting head on with your King of Swords energy. I feel confident. I think you feel confident too, despite this kind of subconscious worry that's around you. So there might be some sleepless nights and, you know, one step forward, two steps back type of energy, but in the end it's two steps forward, one step back. So you're making progress, even at times when it seems like you're not. I'll just get some tea leaf oracle cards to wrap up your reading. Have crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. I'm feeling like enterprise, but take it as it resonates. Congratulations on your new creative or actual baby. You have seahorse, family matters. So yeah, it's really highlighting family. So lean on your support system. Desk, pay attention to your work. I think you are. And this might be related more to this endeavor you're undertaking here toward your star goal, your dream path. And whenever I am going through a distressing period of time, I think a lot of people do this, it helps to refocus my energy on work, just getting things done. And again, focusing on things that really inspire me. Anything else? Have career. So this could relate to your career. It's another desk, interesting little echo there. And lily, spiritual love. Well, that speaks for itself. That's really lovely. So if all else fails, make sure to love yourself and tune into that spiritual side of things. Looks like you already are. You're watching a tarot reading. So thank you so much for being here, Group 3. Have a beautiful summer. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment if you feel so inclined. I also offer personal readings through my website, tarotconcertina.com. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.